as, oh my goodness, I got a belly, I'm flipping around. I don't even know what's going on at this point. The Raptors, incredible comeback at home against the Indiana Pacers and win by 1. An 11-0 run to end the game. A Serge Ibaka big-time bucket. They're late in the fourth quarter, and the Raptors win it 119-118 over the Indiana Pacers and set a new franchise record for their 12th straight victory and are 37-14 on the season. You guys know what that means. It is the best record in franchise history through 51 games. That is right, you heard it. The Raptors last year were not 37-14 after 51 games. They were worse than that. No Kawhi, no Danny Green, a ton of injuries for this team constantly, yet they still have the franchise best record in 51 games. Remarkable. Insane. Whatever word you want to use. Whew. Now let's get to this contest, because holy smokes, what a basketball game. First quarter, things looking pretty good. Defense is tightening up, looking real solid. They're making some shots. Raptors up 10, 30, 20 after one quarter. We're like, all right, keep this thing rolling. Second quarter, the total opposite. As you can't defend, you can't make shots, and you give up 43 points in the second quarter. You only score 18, and you're down by a ton at halftime. It's like 13 or 15 at halftime. Maybe even 14. Not a good spot. However, what we have learned from this Raptor team is that they're a really good second half ball club. All right, so how do they do in the third quarter? Well, it's kind of touch and go early on, but as it goes along, the Raptors do find a way to get back into it. Win the third quarter, 34-23, a plus 11 quarter, and if I'm not mistaken, we are down by 4 at the end of the third. Lots of ball to play, a full quarter to play, and you're only down by 4. The Raptors do get it to 1 right in the first possession. You get a stop right out of the gate, then you get an and one by Ibaka, I think it was, right out of the gate, and we're like, oh my goodness, it is now a 1-point basketball game. Let's get this thing rolling here. And then, as the quarter goes along, Indiana starts to build that lead back up, and we're like, oh my God. And then they end up taking a 10-point lead, and we're like, what is happening? Like about 2.5, 3 minutes to go. You're down by 10 to a really good team. It doesn't look pretty good. And then, I don't know what the hell happened. You know what did happen? This mentality came out. Championship mentality, Mamba mentality, came out in this game today for the Toronto Raptors in that fourth quarter because they decided we're not done yet. We're down 10-3. No. This game ain't over. We're going to find a way to come back. And not only do the Raptors make some big-time shots, an and one from Siakam, a big-time 3 from Lowry. Then you get the big-time steal from Pascal with about a minute to play. Then he gets the layup, and all that scramble ensues on the inbound play, and everyone's freaking like, oh my God, what's going on? They end up getting the ball. Then they miss the shot. Raptors get a stop. Oh my goodness, you are down by 2. Do you look to tie, or you look to take the lead? I think it was Siakam drives, kicks it to Lowry, kicks to Serge to the side. Serge for 3. He knocks it down. Serge flipping Ibaka, Mafuzi, Chef. Heck, doesn't matter what kind of scarf he's wearing. He knocked down a big-time bucket for the Raptors there, and they take the lead 119-118, but there is still time left. Indiana inbounds the ball. They end up moving the ball around. Victor Oladipo, only his 3rd game back, but he takes a 3, misses it. They get the offensive rebound. It's a scramble. They drive. Brogdon drives. He loses it. Freddie picks it up to Terrence Davis. He flings it up in the air. Ball game. Oh, my God. What? Whew, I'm sweating even talking about it, and I didn't even play. What an incredible game for both teams. I mean, I'm talking all pumped up Raptor fan here, but I do have to give a huge tip of the cap to the Indiana Pacers, because I think we all witnessed today that team is legit. They not only are they a really good defensive ball team, they make that extra pass, but they're smart about that extra pass. How many times did they take wide open 3s today? And it wasn't just because of bad defense for the Raptors. It's just they were finding that guy. And they were making their shots. Justin Holiday, how many did he have today? I had 22 in 31 minutes. He knocked down 6 threes. I mean, they did a job. But the way this Raptor team dissected their offense in the final 3 minutes of that game and went on an 11-0 run to finish it off, I mean, it's incredible. And as I said, not only did you win your 12th in a row, a franchise record, you have a better record than you did last year. You've won 12 straight basketball games. And you won, they didn't have TJ Warren, I get that, but the Raptors didn't have Norman Powell or Marc Gasol. Two huge pieces to this ball team. You saw Hollis-Jefferson back in the lineup today, didn't do a damn thing in his 13 minutes, didn't get any points at all. And OG Anunoby, we'll talk about him in a second, because I think we're all not too pleased with OG. But what a game, and let's get to the numbers here. Indiana shoots 52% from the field. Raptors, at one point, were shooting south 40, but they find a way to get back into it and shoot 50% from the field. They shoot 49% from three, 19 threes made. They're not a big three-point shooting team. And they were knocking down their shots today. Raptors only knocked down 12, so they were +7 in the three-point shot category. The Raptors found a way. Raptors got to the free throw line. That was their key. They attacked. No matter if they were getting the call or not, they were attacking, and that's what they did today. They were 13-16 from the free throw line, 81%. Raptors were 88% from the free throw line, 21 for 24. And it seemed like the one that Siakam missed late in the game was really going to come back and haunt this team, but it didn't. And I was so happy with this team. They got out-rebounded by 5. Well, against Indiana, you're kind of used to that. Offensive boards were only 8-7. And you know what? Against Indy, that's not actually a bad number. 27 assists for the Raptors. They moved the ball like crazy. 12 steals to their 6. They had 5 blocks. We didn't have any. 18 turnovers for Indy. 10 for the Toronto Raptors. Mwah! Beautiful. Did not turn the ball over. Took care of the basketball for the most part. Really good job by the Toronto Raptors taking care of the basketball today. And getting inside the paint, leading the free throws, as we've always talked about. When you get inside the paint, you're usually going to live at the free throw line. 56-34 in paint points for the Raptors. Really good job there. Second chance points were 10-9 in favor of them. And in the fast break, the Raptors finally got back to what they were so good at last year and earlier this season. Moving the ball up, getting it in transition, and driving it down the opponent's throat. The Raptors won the fast break opportunities 31-7. I mean, every time they got a stop, they're passing up the floor and they're going right hard at somebody because they don't want to go 5-on-5 with this team because they're really good. And that was the problem, right? They were making so many shots that you just couldn't get the stops to get out and run. When you were getting your buckets, but the problem was you were kind of going basket for basket here, and it was a real big problem. But the way they, like I said earlier, the way they dissected it was remarkable. And the big thing is every time, turnovers are a key. And we had 10, they had 18. The Raptors pulverized them in the points off a turnover stat. They had 11 points off of our 10 turnovers, which really isn't a whole lot. Off of their 18, the Raptors had 27 points off of their turnovers. You know what that means? You got your defense working, you got your stops, and you got your runouts, and you did the job. I'm completely impressed with this team. I honestly, you know what? I thought they were done. I really believed that they were going to be done about 2.5 to play, and you're down by 10 points against a really good team who is shooting the ball extremely well, and you're not. There was one shot late in this game, right, where with about 2.5 to play, it was Siakam just kind of dribbling in the corner, and he just stood there and took a 3 in the corner, and I'm like, is that it? You're not moving the ball around, just going to stand there and take a jump shot? It looks like it's game over. But then they flipped the switch, and I take everything that I thought back, because this team finds a way. They just find a way. Now let's get to the numbers. Pascal Siakam started this game extremely slow. Again, their defense was really hard on him. They were really focusing really hard on shutting down Pascal Siakam, and it worked. He only had 7 points in the first half, but then in the second half, obviously Nick Nurse draws some stuff up. Pascal goes out there with an, all right, this is what they're going to do to me type of mentality, and from that time onwards, Pascal Siakam hits 18 in the second half. 9 rebounds and 5 assists, 7 of 18 shooting. At one point, he was 3 of 14, so that's a really good end of the game. 10 of 11 from the free throw line, that one big miss. 1 of 4 from 3, 3 steals for Pascal, and a plus 14 while he was on the floor. Big time for Pascal Siakam. And as I said, OG Anunoby, look, this guy is completely struggling. I mean, he really, really is. He played 28 minutes tonight. He didn't get a single point. The guy took one shot. He had 3 rebounds, didn't have any assists. He missed the 1 3 he took. He had a steal. He was a -2. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, I know we're probably, some people can get angry and whatnot about, trading him. But then again, people could say, well, he's got that raw talent. You don't want to move that. And the defense and the rebounding is really nice for him. And I do agree with that. But he is really struggling. And for this team to go far, you want a scoring 3. Now, whoever's out there, I don't know. You guys can go nuts in the comments about that. But that is something this team desperately needs. A guy at the 3 who you can use as an option. Because right now, OG, he doesn't seem like a very good option. Because you had 25 from Pascal, you had 10 from Freddie, you had 32 from Lowry and 32 from Ibaka, or 30 from Ibaka. They did nothing from OG. Really, ideally, Terrence Davis came in and played a huge factor in this one. Replaced OG and played a huge factor. We'll get into him in a second, all right? So, moving on from OG, Serge Ibaka, Mafuzi chef. Him and OG had that feud. You saw that about the whole scarf thing. And Serge comes in with that absolutely massive scarf. And then he drops 37 and 3 on 13 of 21 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 of 7 from 3. He had a steal in the ball game. Yeah, he was a -8. But all of those stats mean absolutely nothing. You know why? He hit the game-winning 3. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, he was 2 of 7 from 3, which numbers-wise maybe isn't the greatest. And yeah, -8 on the floor. Yeah, that's not the greatest. But he hit the game-winning shot. Who cares? Who cares? Is anybody going to talk about a -8 for Serge Ibaka in this game? No! Everyone's going to talk about that game-winning shot because he deserves to hear that. Big-time game for Serge. And, we all talk about Serge. Lowry played a ridiculous ball game today, guys. 32, 8, and 10. 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists for Lowry. A couple of rebounds away from the triple-double. 12 of 21 shooting. That's great. 5 of 5 from the lane. 5 of 5 from the line. That's awesome. And then 3 of 6 from 3. He was 50%. Had 2 steals in the ball game. He's a +13 when he's on the floor. Lowry straight out balled today, guys. I mean, everyone can talk about the money that Lowry makes and whatnot. You can see right now that Lowry is one of the most valuable players on this basketball team. If not the most valuable player on this basketball team. And he's showing you tonight. Big-time game for Kyle Lowry. Talking about Fred VanVleet, 10 points, 3 boards, and 7 assists. He shot 4 of 10. Knocked down 2 of 5 from 3. Had 3 steals in the ball game. It was a -4. Was on the floor, but did a job. And Terrence Davis, coming off of his historic performance in his last one. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. Feeling a little under the weather. Stayed home from work yesterday and wasn't feeling the greatest. And there was no videos, obviously, to do. But fighting through this for you guys. And Terrence Davis in 27 minutes, guys. 11 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist on 4 of 9 shooting. 3 of 7 from 3, including a couple big-time threes in the fourth quarter. Where is he here? And he had a steal in the ball game. And Terrence Davis leading the way, as usual, in the NBA rookie category for plus-minus. He was a +11 when he was on the floor. Hashtag NBA Rising Star. I appreciate you guys putting that hashtag in the comments down there. If you want to keep doing that, go right ahead, because, heck, we need someone to hear it, because even though nothing's going to happen about it, people need to know. And Terrence Davis was an absolute stud today. Patrick McCaw came in 16 minutes, 4 points in that one. He was a +2. He was on the floor. Didn't hurt the team too bad. And then Ronnie Hollis-Jefferson, as I said, wasn't very good. 13 minutes. He didn't have a single point. Missed the one shot he took. It was a -18 in 13 minutes. Clearly, Nick Nurse had enough. Took him off the floor, and that was it. Big-time game for the Toronto Raptors today, guys. And the next contest, you see the same damn team. You go to Indiana to take on the Pacers. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off there on Friday night. All right? It is going to be a dogfight. I mean, last time we were in Indianapolis, it went to overtime. Unfortunately, lost that game. The Raptors were really shorthanded injury-wise. Obviously, they didn't have Oladipo as well. But for the Toronto Raptors, guys, I mean, you got your franchise record. If I'm not mistaken, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. If they win against Indy, in Indy, that would set the franchise record for road wins in a row. Wouldn't it be 10? I could be totally wrong, guys, but let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down there, all right? that was fun to talk about. That's why I did the video second, because it was a lot more fun. I can go to sleep with a smile on my face. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed this game this evening, because if you didn't, well, clearly you're not a Raptor fan, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, everything towards Toronto Raptors squad, trade deadline acquisitions, talk about this game, talk about the 12-game winning streak, last year's team. Heck, go nuts. Everything you want to talk about when it comes to this Raptor team, guys, go nuts in the comments below. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below if you were trying to sign up for that. The link is down below, guys, in the description. All right. And I'll talk to you guys. Leafs edition was on Friday against Anaheim at home. 7 o'clock puck drop. Ryan Miller Anderson, the expected goal attenders in that game. Who cares right now? Because the Toronto Raptors, winners of 12 straight, look to make it 13 in a row. Look to set the franchise record for 10 wins in a row on the road. In Indiana on Friday night, 8 p.m. tip-off there. Raptors look for win number 13 straight and 10th on the road in a row. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.